about it.
Good.
Good.
I would like to
Slightly
see.
broken.
Yeah, heard about it. That's
Hello.
Stephanie.
Hello.
Both of the
Hello.
church and I
Hi.
didn't include.
Nice to meet you. I'm so sorry about that.
It's okay. It's been better. I have to walk slowly.
Okay, then we walk forward. You're very tall.
It never is. Backstage.
We have
We're
an
always
old
used to
theater
this.
in
You know, we
Baden-Baden.
sit in, like, you know, it's like, you do all these shows and they look so glamorous and we're like sitting there, like, kicking the mice away from our suitcases. That's what our tours are like, always. Yeah, we were just doing a tour in America where we were kicking the mice away from the thing. I mean, they were big, you know, 3,500 seater theaters, big theaters. Hello.
Cleveland.
Hi. My mother and my sister make all the photos. Yeah, even stuff like this. This is for my drummer, Charisse. And because we've been doing a tour in the United States where everything is using black light and UV light, everything had to be black and white, and hence why all the Beetlejuice outfits. It looks horrible when you look at it this close, but actually on stage it looks kind of cool.
Does it work sitting like that with this foot?
You know what? Let's pretend.
Okay.
Because it's all right. It'll do. It's the thing about
What are you doing?
Well, it's this amazing thing. I can just pump it up. So whenever it hurts,
Okay.
I just like. Do you remember those old Reebok
No.
trainers? And then when you want to let it.
But I remember skiing boots
yeah,
like that.
and then
So what happened?
I was in Los Angeles, and we were doing a gig. There were like 3,500 people there, and I did this thing where I said to the audience, I said, "Okay, everybody in this crowd, close your eyes and get down on the floor." And they did it. They all closed their eyes and they all got down onto the floor. And I said, on the count of 3, we're all going to jump. And suddenly, like 3,500 people are going, "Oh no, this is a bad idea." And I'm like, "It's okay, it's okay. No one's going to get hurt. 1, 2, 3, jump." Of course, the only idiot that gets hurt was me. And I went over on my foot and I tore tendons in my foot. Went to the side of the stage, vomited.
No.
Yeah.
You finished the concert?
And then came back on and finished the concert. But that was the stupidest thing I could have done. Because that's when I did all the damage. I tore the tendon, but then I did even more damage. When I came back on, it was like, "Oh, let's go."
And you're always in movement. You can't be like standing like that. And
I was a little bit more limited with 2 torn tendons in my foot. But I quite like it now. Well, because it
Why?
means you can move in slightly different ways. Because normally I kind of go like this, but now it makes me a little bit more restrained. And actually, weirdly, that looks better. As long as like people ignore the fact that there's a big black ski boot on my left foot, then it looks weirdly better. I'll show you.
You show me, okay.
Here's the difference. So,
Right.
So if you're on, right, and you're dancing on stage and you're going like, you're always moving up and down. You're always moving up and down.
But that's Mika, isn't it?
Yeah, but I've realized that now that my foot is limited, I move a little bit more like that, and it actually looks nicer. It looks cooler.
Like
And
Catwoman.
considering that I've never really been cool, I'm quite enjoying.
So you lived in Paris, now you live in London.
Yeah.
You worked in LA a whole lot of with a new album.
And the old album.
The old album as well.
Both, yeah.
So
I
it's-
record in Los Angeles. I've never really written in Los Angeles.
Where do you write?
I write in London, mostly.
So is this Los Angeles is the place to work, and
To record.
London and Europe is the place to live?
To write. Yeah. Europe to write.
So you're a real cosmopolitan, are you?
A victim more than that. You make it sound like it's something nice. What's the joy of, you know, you go to Los Angeles, what do you sit there in a concrete studio? You know, you might as well be in anywhere. You might as well be in
So
southeast London.
Why you are in Los Angeles?
Because of the people that live there.
Okay.
Because the people that live there are old school record makers, and technically as well, recording there is so easy, such high quality, and so many amazing things at your disposal. Whether it's just a microphone that costs like $80,000 that you can rent for like, $80 a day, which you can't get anywhere else in the world, and whether it's Jerry Hay, the horn arranger, who shows up and he's done everyone from Harry Nilsson to Elton John to all the Quincy Jones records for Michael Jackson. I mean, he's in Los Angeles. You want to fly him out? It'll cost so much more. Why bother? Just Paul Buckmaster, string arranger, same thing. Elton John, he did everyone.
You like Harry Nilsson, do you?
I'm a big Harry Nilsson fan, yeah. I've stolen more from Harry Nilsson than from the local corner shop that I always used to steal from since I was about 7 years old.
What was this story in LA? This ice cream van story, where you sold tickets out of an ice cream van.
Oh, I didn't sell them. I just gave them away.
You gave them away.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
It was the last day of recording the album, and I said to myself, why don't we just throw a gig? And so the blogger Perez Hilton and I threw this gig in LA, and we announced it. It was like a game. You had to find the ice cream van with all the clues, and you had to find it in Los Angeles. And we didn't know if anyone would show up. We both hoped. He hoped for my sake, because he would have been really embarrassed for me if like 30 people came. And the Roxy gave us the venue, and we were like, okay, let's go and hang out there and see who shows up. So we put the ice cream van, and we had 300 tickets, and like 1,600 people showed up for tickets.
Amazing. Huh?
Yeah, really amazing. People flew in from Mexico. Right. It was people flew in from Japan and from London as well, because they wanted to hear. It was the first time I would have ever played acoustically some of the new songs.
Who is G?
Aha.
Yeah. This guy who left you, or the woman, I don't know, or your mother. Oh. Who is she?
Why would my mother write, I'm sorry to break this to you, but it's been too long, you're too far, and I don't love you too much. Our paths may cross again, so forget all about this. It's for the better, G. London, September 1999.
Okay.
This is the double-page spread for Rain, and the booklet was that nothing would be. I didn't want to just put lyrics on one side and have a little illustration on the other side. So the whole thing is like a game, and the lyrics are illustrated through kind of love letters and fake children's books and diary entries and toys and voodoo pins and stalker letters, and you have to kind of figure out how they relate to the song. So for Rain, because the Rain song is like a breakup letter put to a dance song, I decided to kind of illustrate it. And it's also clues about my own life and my own story behind each song. Do you know how we did this? We actually, what we did was we painted everything life-size, and then we cut it out. So every single thing is painted. So that is painted that big. And then that toy is painted that big. And then what we did was cut every single thing out, laid it all out. Each individual, even the paintbrush is painted as an item. And then we photographed it. And that's how we get this effect, where it looks kind of like a mixture between 2D and 3D. With shadows and everything, because it's a photograph of life-size things. And
you like taking these sad lyrics and putting a real pop song around them, don't you? Like Toy Boy?
Yeah, it's kind of that combination between, I don't know, I suppose you could see it as perverse. It is perverse. All the best things in life are perverse.
Really?
Almost. I mean, you're taking something so gruesome, so dark, and then you put something so sweet with it. And you get, you take something very dark, you take a kind of a sadness, which is kind of a one-faceted, one-dimensional emotion when it's presented just as sadness. So is extreme joy, right? It's the same with sweet, I don't know. It's like the naive and the serious. But you put them together and you get something that's really kind of twisted and has a lot of sides to it. And that's what I seem to be gravitating to, almost more with this album than the first one. This kind of combination between light and dark.